Hello everyone, and welcome to the Culpeper County Sports Complex. My name is Jonathan Krawczyk, and welcome to another episode of the Recreation Rundown. Joining us as always is Tabitha Riley, Program and Facility Supervisor for Culpeper County Parks and Recreation. Tabitha, I can absolutely say, without a doubt, this is the best filming that I've done all year, and we just got started. We are outside.
Yes.
And we are at this beautiful sports complex, and in the background is something that we will focus on our next episode, your brand new field house.
Oh yes, I'm very excited. Very excited.
You actually, I would even wager to say you might be giddy.
Oh, I'm beyond giddy. I'm tickled pink and purple polka dots.
Yeah, the progress on the facility behind us has been quite amazing.
Yes.
I know for a fact this past weekend with the opening ceremonies for the Culpeper Little League that folks were coming in and you could see the line of cars slowing down to take a look at the facility being constructed behind us.
Yes, it's coming along nice and quickly, and knock on wood, it's going to stay on schedule, and we'll be open Labor Day-ish, very-ish.
It's an uppercase-ish.
Correct.
Now, as we get to the rundown of stuff, I just want to, last time we spoke, we had a couple of upcoming events.
Correct.
We had a lot of things going on, most notably with the, how did things go with the Easter egg hunt? I know we talked at length about that last time. How'd things go with that?
Oh, it went fabulously. We had roughly about a little over 200 people show up. We had 14 to 15 different vendors on site providing activities for the kids. Our department staff provided crafts and activities. The Easter Bunny was here. And then the storms, thankfully, because it was, last week was very rainy. Friday, the weather gods cooperated with us and the storms went around the complex. We thought one was going to hit us, so we started the egg hunt about 15 minutes early. But thankfully the storm still went around us. The kids got to get their eggs and candy, and it was a blast.
Well, I'm excited that things went well. I know you were anxiously awaiting that event, and hopefully, as all events that happen with Culpeper County Parks and Rec, you do your best to make sure it goes off without a hitch.
Correct.
And I'm glad it went well.
We're already planning the Moonlight Halloween candy hunt, which will be in October.
I would hope it'd be in October.
Yes, of course. Well, obviously Halloween.
Yeah, this is true.
We could do it in July. Christmas in July. Why not Halloween in July?
I mean, stranger things have happened.
Exactly.
So Tabitha, we have a lot more events coming down the pipeline. We also have great classes and offerings, great programs for the community. One of the biggest things you have coming up, as we mentioned in the last episode, is the Wicked Bottom 5K.
Correct.
Give us some details about that, and if folks are interested in learning more about that, where can I go?
So if you want more information, go to our website, culpeperrecreation.com, and details are on there. There's a little icon in the middle of the screen that says special events. Click on that. It'll take you right to the page. And it is Saturday, May 7th. We are still taking registrations through Sunday, May 1st is when registration for pre-event closes. And then registrations will open the day of the event at 6 a.m.
Okay.
So some people want to wait and see what the weather's doing. I'm a fair weather runner. I completely understand. Well, actually, let me correct that. I'm a fair weather walker. I used to be a runner. My knees don't let me do that anymore. But some people do like to wait to the day of the event to see what the weather's going to do. Yep. So we will be taking registrations the day of, as long as we don't max out between now and then.
Okay.
It starts at Lynn Park, just right next to the amphitheater, down from the pavilion, circles the park, goes over to Old House, comes back, circles the park again, and finishes up right next to the amphitheater. It's a very nice flat course. It's great for first-time 5Kers, beginner walkers, beginner runners, people who are just getting started. But it's also great for experienced runners because it's a fast course. So.
Well, hopefully if there is any wind at the 5K, it'll be at the backs.
Correct.
So
correct.
You get a little bit of push towards the finish line.
Exactly.
So again, culpeperrecreation.com. While we have the opportunity, if you're looking on, Facebook is your primary mode of contact, you can search Culpeper County Parks and Recreation or facebook.com/Culpeper Recreation.
Exactly.
So, and speaking of, we're going to be there because I'm very excited to see everyone that's coming out. But there are a multitude of programs that you guys have going on in the meantime, getting ready for the summer. Spring allows you to do some great things. So give us a little bit of the rundown of what you have offered ones.
So the rundown on the recreation.
You like that?
I like that. Currently open and available to register. We've got a bunch of programs still open for spring, Zumba classes, of course. We've got a sunset kayak trip, family kayaking. We've got a macrame floating shelf, family night hike, dog obedience classes. We've got a basic class, an intermediate class, and a rally class. So rally is like a competition obedience. You have to do specific actions at each sign. So a sit and a stay, and you walk around the dog. You go to the next sign, the dog does a sit and a down and has to stay for 30 seconds, and you go to the next sign. It's a good way to build a bond with your dog but still have fun training. We've got easy acrylic pouring for the kids. We've got a really cool one that I want to go to is frogs and toads.
I saw that on the list, and I'm extremely interested.
So it is a night hike. It's going to be at Mountain Run. Friends of the Rappahannock is doing it for us. It is also a citizen science project. So basically, you're going to go out and listen for different frogs and toads and their calls. Friends of the Rappahannock is going to teach you how to identify them. That way, wherever you're at, if you'd like to, you can participate in citizen science and report the different species you hear in your area. It helps determine the health and vitality of the environment around your area.
Nice.
So that's a really cool one. We've got a new instructor that's going to be doing an intro to card making class. We've got a mommy and me baking class to make apple fritters.
Oh.
You know we love our cooking classes. Yeah. A succulent wall planter class and yoga, of course. One of the ones I'm also really excited about is we've got some free classes coming up.
Oh, I like free.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Always good.
It's for ages 6 to 11. It's thanks to a grant through, I'm going to get this wrong, I know it, I didn't write it down, Virginia Agency on Healthy Youth.
Okay, I mean, we can put it on the bottom of the screen,
yeah,
too.
I'll send it to you so we can get it correct. And through the Culpeper Wellness Foundation. But it is dance and play. It is for ages 6 to 11. It's a 1-hour program, fitness, dance, getting kids up and moving. It's several one-day classes. So you don't have to commit to a lot of large time frame. Pick this one, pick that one, just pick one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what we've got going on right now.
So busy as always.
As always.
And I will say you can find the complete listing of classes at culpeperrecreation.com.
Correct.
Always stay up to date with your Facebook page as well. Now, obviously, we are outside in the windy weather here at the sports complex, but with the weather change, there's going to be, well, quite a splash going on in Culpeper.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. You know where I'm going to go,
I know
right?
where you're going with this.
And, you know, years ago when my eldest daughter was a little bit younger, we took advantage of the swim classes that Culpeper County Parks and Rec offered. And you have those coming up again.
Yes, we are partnering again with the Culpeper Recreation Club, which is a private business. It's normally members only, but they work with us during the summer to advertise and promote group swim lessons. So we are offering lessons for infants and toddlers, so ages 6 months to 3 years old. Then also leveled classes, ages 6 and up. Level 1, level 2, and level 3, so just the beginners basically.
Okay.
Level 1 is gets them in the water, gets them comfortable with it. They should be able to doggy paddle by the time they're done with the class, ideally. If not, they're at least comfortable in the water. Level 2 goes from doggy paddle to working on the freestyle, getting the arms and legs moving together. Level 3 really refines that. We also have level 1 for teens and adults, because 13, 14, 15-year-olds, even some adults, don't want to take a class with a 6-year-old.
Understood.
Teaching style's a little bit different. All the stuff that is taught is exactly the same. But teaching 6-year-olds and teaching adults, so, but those are open for registration now.
Oh, right now? Right
now. So if you need to get any of your kids in, or you want to take a class, you know someone who wants to take a class, now's the time to sign up, because they are filling up quickly.
Now, Tabitha, as we get into the summer season, and I'm looking at those summer offerings from Culpeper County Parks and Recreation, when does summer registration or summer activities start?
So technically when we're planning, summer activities start mid-June.
Okay.
But for registration purposes, it gets a little fluid. Summer camps are open now.
Okay.
Swim lessons are open now for registration. Parents got to plan for the summer.
True.
So we want them to be able to register now, get their dates locked in, they know what they're doing with their kids. Some of the other classes won't open for registration until May 20th. So the Friday, a week before Memorial Day, registration opens online Friday, and then in-person phone calls begin the following Monday. So basically look on our website and it'll either say for each activity enroll now or add to wait list, or wish list rather. If it's a wish list item, registration isn't open yet. If it's enroll now, you can sign up.
Well, all right. All right, well, fantastic. I appreciate the rundown of all the recreation and program offerings from Culpeper County Parks and Recreation. I tell you what, we have some more show to get to, Tabitha, so if you don't mind, hang out for a second. Maybe if you want to go check out the building behind us, maybe check out the new light poles.
Lots of stuff going on to poke around and look at.
Or just maybe take your shoes and socks off and walk on the beautiful turf that we have around the sports complex. We'll be back with more on the Recreation Rundown. Well, one of the things I see as I look around the sports complex, and as you will see as you head towards the many offerings for parks and recreation in Culpeper County, is the beautiful green grass and the well-maintained and meticulous grounds. And one of the individuals responsible for that stands with me now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back Joe Koontz, Park Superintendent for Culpeper County Parks and Recreation. Joe, it's good to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
You know, last time we had a conversation. We were indoors. We were tearing down for the winter season, and here we are outside trampling on your beautiful grass.
Yes. Before the message was please stay off the grass. Now it's please come and enjoy the grass. So.
Well, one of the things I think we talked about last time, the immense amount of work that you and your team have to do, and just from my own personal edification, approximately how many acres do you and your team work on any given week?
If we do the cycle, we're at about 193 acres altogether. You have, which is hard to believe, the complex itself is 59 acres. And our largest parcel, which would be Lynn Park, is right at about 87 acres. And then we have Spillman at 27 acres. And of course, we just took on Mountain Run Park, which is roughly around 19 acres.
Wow. Yeah. Now, are there any, does that encapsulate all the parks, or are there other areas maybe set aside, or?
We have a couple other land parcels that is for future development, and we hit those on a monthly basis. We don't have to keep up with them, but yeah. It's
right, so do we get like an inside scoop? Are you allowed to tell us what's coming down the road, or do we have to wait for another episode?
No, that's another episode.
That's another episode. Yeah. I mean, we just tease them a little bit, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so now obviously when you work these grounds, you and your team, how many persons do you work with? How many people are on your staff?
Right now, including myself, there's 6 of us.
Okay.
So if you divide that out by acreage, it gives quite a few acreage per person.
I'm glad you said that, because I was about to do math and probably get it wrong. Now that's just not trimming, doing string trimming and doing mowing. There's a lot more to it. Is that correct?
Yes. I mean, there's a ton of maintenance between. We have restroom facilities and concession stands. You have dog parks, the trails. Disc golf boxes. Gosh, it really, between helping with the birdhouses and all that stuff, there's a lot of little stuff that goes along with all the mowing and the trimming and weed pulling.
Now, you know, one of the things that we've talked about with Tabitha and other folks with Parks and Rec is the amount of partnerships that Culpeper County Parks and Recreation work with. Is that also evident in your line of work? I mean,
yes, sir.
You do some partnerships as well.
We have quite a few partnerships, and this is where I don't want to miss anybody, so I'm going to pull out my cheat sheet.
I understand.
Because they're all very important to us. The ones, and if I do miss somebody, I do apologize, because you're all very important. But we have partnerships with the Friends of Rappahannock, the Old Rag Master Naturalists, Rapidan River Master Gardeners, the Virginia Bluebird Society. Also, Eastern View High School, we partner with the FFA and also the National Honor Society. Even the local Girl Scouts does stuff for us, and then Rappahannock Electric Cooperative as well. And then besides that, the ones that are really important as well is just the regular patrons that volunteer and call and say, hey, can we do some trash pickup or weed pulling or something like that, you really cannot put a price on that help from the individuals.
Well, it makes a good point. If folks are wanting to volunteer, is there a specific place to go? Are they just directed to the website and they get in contact with you?
Yes, that's the easiest way, is to go to the Culpeper County Parks and Rec website, and there's a link on there to where you tap it and put in your information, and then somebody will be getting in touch with you.
Now, the volunteers that you just mentioned, is that where some of the weekend and evening assistants come from, or is that?
Nope, that's kind of separate on us as far as coverage. Making sure that the place doesn't fall apart on the weekends. And when my crew's actually off, is we have the park monitors, which those guys, they're really a mainstay for us, because that's really who everybody sees.
Yep.
You know, during the day, my guys are out trying to make everything beautiful, but when everybody comes out after they get off work or on weekends, that's when they see our park monitors, which you know, we've got, I like to at least mention them all by their first name, between Rada and Lola and Holly. And then we got Bob and Jason and George. Everybody loves George. So
nice. Well, I mean, obviously they're extremely integral, as well as the partnerships to the success of what you do and the reason why the places look like they do. It's incredible to me. I would love for you, if you wouldn't mind, just come to my house, give me a fertilizer schedule, and just, you know, basically tell me what to do every weekend leading up to summer. I would appreciate that.
Sure, we can work at it.
Oh, you're the best. I appreciate that. All right, so, you know, as we started off our talk today, when we were in the winter months, we basically said stay off the grass. Right. For the patrons, for the people coming to use these parks and enjoying sports and activities and leisure on the fields, I mean, what can we do to help you? What's a piece of advice you have for them? Anything at all we want to pass along to the people who are using the facilities?
Mainly enjoy them, and coming with the enjoyment is just show a little bit of respect. If you're coming out and you have some fast food or your drinks or something, try to just make a clean environment and take whatever trash you bought with you back home with you.
Leave only footprints.
There you go.
All right, Joe, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your work you do.
Thank you, sir.
We really appreciate it.
Yep, appreciate it.
All right, we're going to delve in a little bit more into the wonderful fields beneath us when we visit with Alex Laird. Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, Alex Laird. And Alex, you are the, I'm sorry, let me get this right, the athletic fields specialist.
Yes, that's right, John.
All right, so first off, how does one get that title, and what drove you to become or to do what it is you do?
Well, so I went to college to study sport management, thinking about getting involved with professional sports originally, and then I got to working with baseball, and so doing field maintenance stuff, and that's literally what drove me into field maintenance and just taking care of athletic fields, because really growing up playing sports, that's what I think it's all about, is making sure these fields look good for the kids to play so they can have the same type of experience as I did.
Now, you know, when I was younger, I think somewhere, anywhere, I think everybody can relate when they played baseball or any sport when they were younger. There was always that one field that you were like, do we really have to play there?
Exactly, and I don't want any of my fields to be that field.
And you know, you make a good point, because first off, how many fields do we have here?
So we have 16 fields. We have 6 soccer fields, 3 football fields that can also be used for lacrosse or rugby, and then 7 baseball fields, 2 which are softball fields.
Now, speaking of, every single one of those fields are meticulous. They are beautiful.
Yeah.
They are a pleasure to play on. I see the kids with a smile on their faces. They're worried about playing ball, not sliding into a rock or some wobbly base or a pitcher's mound that's about 4.5 feet high. But I mean, really, explain to me, like, kind of, what's a daily day like for you when it comes to managing all these fields to make them look like they do at this, dare I say, premier sports complex?
Well, it's really a weekly thing, honestly. It's not every day I'm doing the same stuff. It's every week I'm in a routine. So mowing comes down to 2 to 3 times a week. We're trying to get that down. And then for the baseball fields, we're edging the corners for the infield dirt, keeping all that clean, trying to make sure it's raised up, level with the playing fields. And then other than that, taking care of irrigation systems, making sure we got good water flow so we're not drying out the fields. And then repairs on any of that stuff. Other than that, I mean, I don't do it alone, though. I know. Yeah. You know, I always have some help around here, and that really makes it work.
Now, before the cameras were turned on, we were talking about some of the problems that you face. But I mean, obviously, there's always going to be rain. Right. There's always going to be heavy winds, possibly knocking a tree down or something like that. what are some things that you do to try to mitigate the damage, I guess would be a good word, to the fields here?
So for our big sports fields that aren't baseball fields, a lot of them do have drainage that run through them, so that helps out with the rain a lot. And then for the baseball fields, I have a Sand Pro machine that has nail drags, so I drag the infield dirt, that opens it up and allows the moisture to dry out quicker. And then we have this turfist material called Quick Dry that just soaks up moisture for any spot treatments that needs to be done on rain days.
I like the behind the scenes stuff and stuff that I'll never be able to use in my yard, but there's a reason why my yard doesn't look as good as the fields do, because I'm not a professional.
Exactly.
So, you know, I did mention that this, I mean, it really is a premier sports complex. People come from all over to have the chance to play here. Now, obviously, the way it is now, it's immaculate, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, and is a valuable asset to not only the Culpeper community, but also the region. But as we move forward, what are some things that maybe that you want to see happen or that you know are going to happen in order to continue that high level of expectation from the users?
Okay, so currently this winter what we did, we actually updated our irrigation systems. So as opposed to them all being controlled on hand on field, we'll be able to control them from an app from anywhere. Exactly. Yeah, we're trying to get to the 21st century up here.
It's high tech.
And now, if you can see behind us, we have big light poles going up all around the place to light the sports fields at night. So we won't just be limited to daytime play anymore. Be able to get out here at any time.
Yeah, I know, but that is something that that is going to make a huge difference. I mean, Andrew and I had talked previous programs about the possibility of all day and all evening tournaments, you know, state competitions for numerous sports. It really is, this is a jewel of the athletic community, again, in the region.
It's, oh yeah, this place is great. I mean, every time we have people come up, we're always getting compliments that this place looks so much better than other places. And I'm not trying to belittle anybody, but I think we do a good job here. And
well, if anybody comes out here and we said, just come off, take your shoes and socks off and walk the field, you will know exactly what we're talking about.
Definitely.
All right, so, and you know, I will ask you, Alex, the same question I asked Joe as we were closing out our interview. For folks that use the field, what are some things that you want to pass along to them? Or maybe like, hey folks, don't step on, you know, the third base line about 10 feet past, because we're really doing some good work right there. But what are some things that we can do as users of this complex in order to make your job a little bit easier?
All I would say is that it's a team effort out here putting all of this work in to make this place look pretty, and we do work hard every day to make it look this way. And so all we ask is that you guys just show a little respect and, you know, just make the fields look pretty like when they showed up. When you showed up, they should look the same when you leave.
All right. Well, Alex, again, I appreciate you taking the time.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate the hard work you and your team do.
No problem.
Well, folks, don't go anywhere, because we sure have more on this episode of the Recreation Rundown. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this blustery day. And we welcome back, of course, the wonderful, the unforgettable, the illustrious, the beautiful Tabitha. Riley, Tabitha, first off, it was a great pleasure to talk with those two.
Yes.
And I know both Joe and Alex really poured their heart and souls into these fields and facilities throughout Culpeper County. And I know I said it a couple times, it absolutely shows.
Oh, absolutely. Very much so. The fields are in great condition thanks to our staff.
Now, on a side note, how often do you give them a hard time?
Oh, every chance I get.
Okay, I was just making sure.
You got to keep them in line.
No, I mean, you have to.
Have to.
They're crazy.
It's what coworkers are for. They think I didn't like them if I didn't give them a hard time.
That's a very good point. All right, it's all coming together now.
Exactly.
All right, so Tabitha, as we get ready to close this episode of the Recreation Rundown, I want to talk about a few more things coming down the pipeline. We always want to mention facility rentals.
Correct.
As we move outdoors and with the offerings that Culpeper County Parks and Rec have, I know there's a number of folks who are interested in using the facilities. Tell me about what we need to do in order to reserve the facilities that you guys have to offer. Okay,
so we operate Spillman Park as a picnic shelter.
Okay.
Lynn Park has a picnic pavilion, which means it's got an indoor space with heat and AC. Mountain Run Lake Park has 4 picnic shelters, different sizes. In order to reserve one, you can go to our website, culpeperrecreation.com, click on the little icon in the middle of the screen that says reservations. Read that page. It tells you exactly what to do, how the process works. There's a link on there to actually check availability on different dates and process your request. So you set up an account, you say you want whatever date at whatever park and facility. The request then comes to me or comes to our staff. We review it, we approve it, send it back to you, you have 48 hours to pay for it. It's quick, it's easy. The only thing that we have had a few issues with is sometimes our emails go to people's junk folders. So if someone is putting in a reservation, they're automatically going to get an email saying that your reservation has been received, staff will review it. If you don't see that email, check your spam and junk folder, make sure you mark that address as not junk.
Good deal.
So that's our
Good to know.
biggest thing. The other important thing, picnic shelters, Spillman Mountain Run Lake, 7 days advance notice.
Okay.
We won't do any reservations less than 7 days. The pavilion at Lynn Park is 30 days.
I'm assuming because more people.
We have to schedule staff to open and close the building.
Ah, there we go.
So
Learn
again,
something new every day.
our park monitors monitor this park, Mountain Run, and Spillman. So in order to be able to have adequate staff coverage, we need to know 30 days out, okay, they're going to be here, but at 2:30 they got to be at Lynn Park to open up the building. They have to go back at 7:30 to lock it up.
Okay.
So making sure we have enough staff covered to make sure everything is adequately supervised.
All right. Now, Tabitha, and one of the things I always like to talk about before we get ready to head out, we do have a couple events coming up. But I want to harken back to something that we were talking about in previous programs and today.
Okay.
We were talking with Joe, the partnerships that make his job a little bit easier and offer more to the Culpeper community.
Right.
And you, countless times, have talked about partnerships for
Oh,
events,
absolutely.
programs. And we have 2 more events upcoming
Right.
that are in the form of partnerships. Talk to us about some of those big events coming up.
So the most recent one, the one that's coming up quickest, is Sunday, May 1st, ARC of Virginia, which is an organization that's operated by individuals with developmental disabilities. They are doing ARC at the park. So they're actually going to be here on site at the sports complex up at the Bright Spot Playground. So our inclusive playground. The playground is not reserved. It is still open to the public.
Okay.
Anybody can come out. They are doing activities and events from 12 to 3 around the playground. So they're going to have a couple different vendors. There's going to be a one-man band out there. The sheriff's office is going to be out here doing kid IDs. They've got a bunch of different activities. And our favorite word, it's free.
Free is a very good word.
Free is a very good word. So it's open to anybody, regardless of ability, disability, special abilities, whatever the case may be. It's open to kids for everybody to come out and play and have a good time.
And next on our calendar to talk about is something that I believe Alex and I kind of hinted at regarding the tournaments
Correct.
that are being able to be held here.
Right.
And we have something coming up along that line.
Right. So Saturday, May 14th is the Virginia State Rugby Championship game. It's hosted by Virginia Rugby, Culpeper Youth Rugby Club, and our department. So it's rugby championship games. They are going to be here pretty much all day. If you've never watched rugby, you don't know what it is, come out and have a good day just watching kids play. It's kids and teens. It'll be a great day, nice day at the park, get out, see some sports, walk the trails. So
Just come enjoy Culpeper.
exactly.
All right. Now, Tabitha, we have had an amazing amount of information conveyed today. I appreciate you and your staff and the
thank
staff
you.
taking time. Again, I just want to make sure I have my contact information. Your number, well, actually the office's number,
Correct.
is 727-3412.
Correct.
Your extension is 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
Just making sure. Now, if I wanted to email you, if I wanted to be a volunteer, or if I wanted to teach a class, or if I had, some information or money to share with you.
Oh, absolutely. We
Parks-
definitely want to hear from you.
Yeah, parks@culpepercounty.gov.
Correct.
Okay. Now on Facebook, I could search Culpeper County Parks and Recreation.
Correct.
And then obviously I could go to culpeperrecreation.com.
Absolutely. Got it all 100% right.
I did?
Yes.
Oh.
You get a cookie.
I was going to ask for a gold star, but a cookie is much better.
Cookie's always better.
Especially if it comes from one of your cooking classes.
Exactly.
Like how I brought that back.
Maybe possibly an apple fritter instead of a cookie.
You heard it, folks. Apple fritter coming my way. I'm not even sure if I need it, but that's beside the point. All right, Tabitha, again, thank you for the work that you, Andrew, Joe, Alex, and the entire staff do. This is an extremely busy season for Culpeper County Parks and Recreation, and we are proud to let the folks know about all the great work that you do.
Well, thank you. And thank you and Nicole and all your people and equipment and everything for doing what you do for us. We really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. And again, folks, thank you for tuning in. If you want some additional information on how you can help or all the offerings that Culpeper County Parks and Recreation has for you, log on to culpeperrecreation.com. Or even better yet, call Tabitha herself, 727-3412. Her extension is number 5. Well, ladies and gentlemen, until we see you running barefoot through the beautifully and meticulously maintained grounds all around our Culpeper County, you have yourselves a great day and, of course, a better tomorrow.